Do you dream of scoring free kicks like this? Or maybe like this? Well, then you're in luck, because today I've teamed up with the Freekicerz to teach you the knuckleball, the topspin and the curve free kick, so hopefully you can learn how to score more goals with a bit of practice. Let's do it!
Topspin, I use it when I'm 18 to 23 meters away from the goal, because then the ball is more likely to dip over the wall and come back down. And as a knuckleball, it's better to shoot them from a further distance because the ball has more time to move and confuse the keeper, and it's way harder to save them. For the first thing, ball placement, I just used to place the ball very gently on the pitch so that it's not really into the ground and sits on top of the grass, so that you have a little bit better chance of hitting it right. And then how I hit the ball, I would just say, a little bit below the middle, just like here I would say. And then it just depends on the follow through, if it's a knuckleball or a topspin. For the run-up, I use 3 to 4 steps back and then a little bit slide step to my left to be in a better position. Then run up, just straight on to the ball, mostly on my toes, so that I just do like the tippy toe stuff, so that you have a better chance of crouching down, which compresses the ball better, and you have a better chance of creating more topspin if you're shooting a topspin ball. And when you're shooting a knuckleball, then you can just be a little bit more open so that you can hit the ball as a knuckle. Then for like the follow through, it's just the difference between if I hit it in a knuckleball, then it's more like a swinging to the side and stopping the foot. And for topspin, you just hit straight up, that you get like this front swerving movement. For the technique where I hit the ball, it's mostly on my instep where the bone is. Like every footballer should know the place, and then I try to do the follow through as I already explained, if depending on whether topspin or knuckleball. Or you can totally do it with your inside foot, like David Luiz is doing it, or some other players doing it, and that's better because you have more surface to hit the ball, and then it's easier to shoot the technique, but you don't really get that much power behind it. Most common mistake, I think, is when people are trying to learn a knuckleball or topspin, that they still have the swerving movement into them, because it's pretty unnatural that you just swing straight through it. So I would recommend just training it 10-15 minutes after training, getting multiple balls, and just shoot from the 5-yard box and straight into the goal, and see if the ball doesn't have any inwards rotation. So as a right foot, you always get this sideways rotation. That's what the ball shouldn't do. Just should do as for topspin, so straight on, forward, or as a knuckleball, it should be almost that, so not really that much rotation on the ball. Other mistakes are just you're trying to hit it too hard and put too much power into it. For a knuckleball, you don't really need that much power. Yeah, sure, the ball should arrive at the goal and be powerful enough to beat the goalkeeper, but the movement of the ball will do the rest, because most goalkeepers aren't really trained to save knuckleballs, and they will be confused even by the slightest movement, so they just see ball come there and move a step over and ball is going the other side. And besides that, you have to do a lot of training. Like for myself, I think I trained 3 to 4 months just to learn the technique and get it right, and then it's just constant training. And one tip from my side is learning to do the technique right is one thing, but you have to master it. So if you do a little trial at home, from 10 shots, 8 or 9 should be with the correct technique. Especially with knuckleballs, there's very much room for error, because not every shot is top corner going in, and there are sometimes even shots they're flying top corner, and in the last second the ball decides to move left or right and go away from the goal. And yeah, that happens, but that's also the most interesting part about this technique, because you as a shooter deciding where it goes is pretty hard, because sometimes even factors like wind or the weather temperature are factoring into that. So it's just a guessing game, and when you don't know where the ball is going, goalkeeper can't know it.
So next shot is a curve free kick. You can use the curve free kick when you have an angle spot, but always, of course, when you feel good with it, try. I'm always doing it, even if I'm shooting from the center, so you'll never fail with it. Also, maybe compared to the knuckleball technique, the ball is, for the keeper, is more predictable, so it's maybe easier for him to catch the ball. But when you learn the technique and have a good technique, it's also difficult for him and you maybe score. So first thing is the run up. So I'm placing the ball next to my left foot and making 2 steps back and 1 to the left. For me, a short run-up is better than a long one. The reason for that is that I can more concentrate on the shooting, and when I have a long run-up, the run-up is the first thing I have to concentrate on, and I more want to concentrate on shooting. So as you can see, it's a very high angle. I prefer that. I can't really say why, but I'm feeling good with it, and yeah, I always want to be not in the direct line where in the corner I want to shoot, but maybe I can always see the corner. When I'm standing here, it's like the Ronaldinho run up, and yeah, for your leg it's not that nice to shoot like this all the time. You really have to train and to practice a lot to can shoot like this, and maybe this is more familiar for a lot of us. So the last step from the run up is the most easiest thing, because the steps you made back, you're going to do it in the front. So you're making 1 step here, 1 step there, and then you're kicking the ball. So your standing foot is directly next to the ball, and of course you're kicking it then with your right foot. So, where to hit the ball? Maybe the most important thing, because you want to make a curved ball, so you have to hit it here on the side, because when you hit it here in the center, you will maybe get a knuckleball or not that shot we want to have. So you're hitting the ball here at the side and giving it a little spin. The most important thing here is that you still have the power to shoot, because when the ball has long air time, it's more predictable for the goalie then. So you have to shoot with, maybe a lot of power would be better to make it as difficult as possible for the goalie. So the follow through. What are you going to do with your shooting leg? You're hitting the ball like this and continuing crossing your standing foot like this. What are you going to do with your hands? It doesn't really matter. Like, do whatever you want. Run up, 2 steps, high angle, and then you're hitting the ball at the side with the inside of your foot. And when you hit the ball, the follow through, you're crossing your standing leg. I think the most common mistake is that you want to have a very curvy ball and you forget to give the ball enough power that it's difficult for the goalie to catch the ball. So it's important that you have the curve, but it's still important that the ball arrives at the goal. So yeah, give the ball a chance, we say in German. Another common mistake is that you think the whole steps and the whole shot end when you hit the ball. But the follow through is also important, that you drag the foot across the body, and that's very important to give the curvy, this curve to the ball.
So there you go, my friends, some tips on how you shoot the knuckleball, the topspin and the curve free kick, so that you can hopefully score a few more goals. Just remember that training is the key to everything. Jan, did you have a good time? Nah, that's because of all the goals we scored. So just get to training, and if you have any questions on the techniques, leave them in the comment section right down below. Of course, remember that if you need new boosts to go out, score some banging free kicks, you can get them in the link to Unisport right over there. Make sure to subscribe to the channel with the notifications on, of course. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.